This is the voice of the report of the week, signing on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone listening or watching. This is the report of the week, and this is the voice of the report of the week, and we are now on the air. Well, thank you for being here. Really, thank you. It is Tuesday. Yes, my friends. It is Tuesday, September the 16th, 2014. So, it's a rather cool day over here. 68 degrees, humidity 75%. So, a comfortable day. A bit cloudy, some morning rain, but a cool day. Waking up to a temperature of 68. When I fell asleep, it was cloudy and raining. When I woke up, it's cloudy still, though the rain seems to have dissipated. But comfortable. It's a cool but comfortable day. So I decided to fit the mood, the cloudy mood of the day. I decided to wear all gray, going with dark gray dress pants, a gray dress shirt, and a red tie, a dark red tie. A little black in the tie also, but it's mostly dark red. So for most of us, it's the end of Tuesday, at least approaching the end. By the time this is uploaded, surely it will be the end of Tuesday. So I hope you had a good day. Hope you had a good Tuesday, a fine one. And an eventful Tuesday is better than a bad one, so always keep that in mind. But yeah, I hope everything worked out for you. All right. So far, so good for me. I was listening to another shortwave station. I really haven't been able to pick up that well. I'm finally able to hear it. It's the voice of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Not Iraq, Iran. So that is not the country, of ISIS or anything. ISIS is invading Iraq. Hope you know that. But the voice of the Islamic Republic of Iran. I have a special broadcast just for the U.S. called The Voice of Justice, which they broadcast, pretty much they just bash the U.S. and the U.S. government and all that for about an hour, and that's their broadcast. Kind of like how they entitled it The Voice of Justice, kind of just a little extra, subliminal FU to the U.S., but, so I was able to hear that. They were blaming they're blaming the U.S. for something about ISIS. I don't know specifically what, but I remember they were doing something like that. They just can't get along. Even when there's a common enemy, the two nations can't get along. Alrighty. Well, that said, today was rather uneventful. Going for Monster today. A Monster and 2 donuts from Dunkin' Donuts. So that's a solid, wholesome meal. If I do say so myself, I feel that it is. I do. Yes, I do. So, this is something I think I might do, well, I don't know. I think I'll save this for the next show. I think I will. So, next show, I have an announcement to make. Don't get excited because it's nothing big. I just want to see something about, listenership. So I'm going to have an announcement. It'll just be a brief thing. And I'll say that at the beginning of the next show. That being said, though, and I know the fan mail turnout was quite light the other day. So, not to fear, it's a little heavier today, so that's nice. So, I can guarantee you this will be an hour-long show. Yesterday, Monday, was a pretty solid day for me, I'm not going to lie. I wish I could have been a little more elated about it, because it was a good day, but, I just felt like my normal self. Should have been jumping for joy, because I got 2 very good possessions now. Number 1, I was over at a relative's, right? And we were looking through something in their basement, right? And there's this old radio down there from definitely the 1920s. And I looked at it, and it was AM and shortwave radio, original from the 1920s. And it's been sitting there for a while, so I said, hey, can I take this? And they said, sure. So, for me, for someone who loves radio, and that's an awesome find, especially something from, that era. It's now probably almost, 90 years old. So a great find, good condition. Oh, so you're going to sell it now? Of course not. No, I never would. Maybe one day if I could gather the money, I would first off want to clean it up. And second, I would assume it doesn't work. I'm sure it would require vacuum tubes. But if I ever got the money, I would try to get it restored and back working, back operational. I don't think it's something I would sell. Really, it wouldn't be. And secondly, if you've been a long time listener, back from August, I said I wanted to get a black briefcase. Well, it's not like the traditional, briefcase, but it's a very nice one. I was able to get for completely free. Probably retail value of several $100s, but completely free. I was able to get a nice black, men's briefcase, black leather, very nice, multiple compartments. So really, two good possessions. Now I got my case here, so it's something I've been meaning to get for a long time, and I was, originally gonna blow a lot of money on it, but saved myself a good deal of cash with that one also. But so that's that. So it was a fine day for me, but I don't know. I just wish I could have been a little more happier and excited about it, but you know what? Maybe it'll be like a delayed reaction type of thing, Either way, we are here, and we are live on the air, and I am alive. At least from what I know. Breathing in and out, and enunciating over the mic. So I think I'm here. Here physically, at least. And mentally. Alright. Well, once again, I said we got a good turnout on the fan mail. Reddit is quiet. And, alright. So let's just start talking, alright? That sounds good? Sounds good. Alright. I just want to find out where, where I left off here with this stuff. Alright, well, we'll start here and we're going to work our way up, alright? Hey, the report of the week. I was going through your videos and was wondering whether or not you ever thought of continuing the Idle Mind series. I've watched all existing episodes several times and I find them very interesting and quite soothing. Maybe. I might. I'm definitely not out of the picture, but then again, 6 months ago I said, oh yeah, I'll be doing the Idle Mind series again in the summer, which clearly it never happened. Never fully came to fruition there. But I'm still remaining optimistic, and I can say this. I don't know if it's going to be a regular show, but I'm hoping it'll be something. I hope it'll happen. But the way things are looking now, right? It's easier to record a VORW show. All right, we just get the recording equipment set up, and everything's fine. I easily have about 2 hours worth of not really tape, because this doesn't run on tape. But you know what I'm trying to get to. I have about 2 hours of space available to record these shows, right? Whereas on the camera, the Idle Mind show requires a camera. Now, that, number one, requires resources, and number two, it requires a good deal of time available on the camera, which there is not. Mind you, I'm filming almost every single day about an 8-9 minute review on this camera. I got 5 minutes left on the camera right now out of 60. We have a 7-minute review on the camera, a 9-minute review, 7 minutes, 9 minutes, 9 minutes, and that's that. And it takes a bulk of the time on the camera, and besides that, we have about let me see how many videos in total are on my camera here. In total, we have 47 videos. Some of those still dating back to 2012. So that being said, right, it's going to be very difficult anytime soon to get the space on a camera to record an Idle Minds show. But don't discount it by any means. All I'm saying is that it would be difficult, right? And, I mean, if I could get that broken HD camera working, yeah, I've got 60 free minutes. Not 63 minutes, 60 free minutes on that camera. Only problem is that if I do get it working by some miraculous means, because the camera films in HD, do you know how godforsakenly long or big the videos are on this camera? I mean, let me try and find an old Idle Mind clip from back in the day. Or let me just see this. What's this big file here? Let me see how long this video is here. Video 942. It's only an 8-minute HD video. You know how big that is? 577 megabytes. I mean, that's big. You know, I don't have your supercomputer that all you people use for gaming or whatever. I'll use a regular desktop because I don't need all that space on the computer, right? I don't need all that space. And so, if I started producing videos off the bat that were probably in excess of 800 megabytes in size, possibly over a gigabyte, right? Because it has to be in HD, right? The computer's going to fill up, and I'm going to be stuck with all this crap, and I'd be stuck deleting everything, and that's just not something I want to go through. So, the odds aren't in favor of the Idle Mind coming back anytime soon, but if things clear up in the future, and things end up working out, do not discount it, okay? Hey, the report of the week. I'm going to my first ever NASCAR race in a few weeks at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. I have a good understanding of how cars work and the difference between NASCAR and Formula One cars, but I've never followed NASCAR that much. Can you tell me some things about NASCAR? Who are the star drivers? Are there any rivalries? Any up-and-coming underdogs? Do you have a favorite driver? Well, NASCAR is a very interesting thing, alright? From time to time, I sometimes go to the race in Pocono, right, Pennsylvania. So, you know I'm a NASCAR fan. Otherwise, I watch it on television all the time. I'll sit down on a Sunday, crash down. It's usually on a Sunday, the race. Sometimes on a Saturday night, sometimes on a Friday night. I'll crash down on the couch, and watch the race. And when you're there in person, there's one thing that you realize. No matter the track, right? It could be a short track, it could be a road race, it could be a big super speedway. One thing that you never realize, though, no matter what track you're at, when you're there in person at a race, these cars are so incredibly loud. It cannot be portrayed how loud they are on the television. I remember back in 2006 when I went to my first NASCAR race. It was unbelievable how loud they were. So, one thing for sure, bring earplugs. Because those cars, I mean, you might think, oh, what are they? Like, as loud as like some sort of motorcycle going at full speed. No, I mean, these cars are loud. Alright, so bring earplugs. And if you're not going to bring earplugs, then, I don't know what to tell you. Another thing that some people like to do, and I'm not saying do this, but what I did the last time I went to a race, I think, is maybe it might have been in 2013, but you could buy a scanner, right? You could listen to the radio communications of all the drivers and pit crews and what have you, and they also kind of serve as earplugs as well. And it's kind of cool to listen in, and hear their radio communications. That's a cool thing, especially for me. Because I like all that stuff. Now, my favorite drivers are those of Hendrick Motorsports. Alright, not related to Jimi Hendrix at all, but that consists of almost all the biggest names in NASCAR. They're all on the same team, right? You have Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Kasey Kahne. Those 4 drivers are my top favorite, and they're all on the same team. Jimmy Johnson is probably one of the best drivers in NASCAR ever. Definitely one of the best right now. He's my favorite driver. Jeff Gordon is also one of my favorites. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the son of the acclaimed race car driver Dale Earnhardt, who unfortunately died in a NASCAR accident in the early 2000s, I believe. But Dale Earnhardt Jr. This was his year. You know, this has been his year. He usually hasn't won too many races. He's always gotten in the top 10, but he hasn't won a lot of races. But this year he won, I think, at least 2, and has done exceptionally well in every other one. And then there's Kasey Kahne, who's a great driver, a very talented driver. He always does well, but unfortunately this year he's had a string of bad luck, and in nearly every race he usually ends up getting involved in some sort of trouble with his car or some sort of accident that he's just unfortunately wrong place, wrong time, and that's detracted a good deal from his, performance. But even then, he still, I think, very recently won a race. NASCAR is a big championship, right? The Sprint Cup. Right, the Sprint Cup, that's the big trophy that all the drivers try to win at the end of the season, right? Whoever gets the most points over the entire NASCAR season wins. And those could be gained mostly by winning races or performing the best overall in all the races. And later in the season, which is right now, the whole group of drivers, which is about 40 in total, gets split up. You have the chase, right? The chase, which are the drivers who have a solid chance of winning, the NASCAR championship. And then you have the regular drivers, right? So if you're the top of the chase, you have a good chance of winning the Sprint Cup, right? So it's all a big competition, really. Some people don't realize that. Tony Stewart, before and after the big accident, well, I can't blame him. It was an accident, but he's always been known for his bad temper, so I don't know. Alright, on to the next question. You're awesome, buddy. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you very much for your kind words. Really, thank you. Hello, the Report of the Week. I had a question for you. I hope you don't get asked this already. I watch all your VORWs, but I could have missed it. What are your thoughts about My Little Pony and brony culture? That's all. P.S. You're super hot. I bet. It's Jazz and my friend Jess. I don't know if you remember us. Love you. Alright, so your question was, what are my thoughts on My Little Pony and brony culture? Well, I believe you could like what you want, and you could have whatever interests you want. For instance, if you're a brony or a My Little Pony fan, and it truly makes you happy, and you truly enjoy your life, and this hobby of yours keeps you going from day to day, and it's something that you look forward to, and keeps you happy, don't stop, alright? However, I will share some personal thoughts on the brony population. Many of them disgust me. I don't have anything against them, but I do have something very, very strongly against what they did to one of my favorite articles of clothing. Now, you understand how much, clothing means to me. It's one of the last things that I find solace in, right? Clothing. Getting dressed. No problem with that. Now, understand that when I like to get dressed, I always like to sometimes accessorize, pocket square, pocket watch, all sorts of things. Sometimes add a vest, tie, And a classic men's accessory is a hat, right? Remember back in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, even 50s, some of the 60s, all the men would get their suits on, they'd never leave the house without a fedora hat, alright? Well, Look at how fedora hats are looked upon right now in 2014. Fedoras are associated with brony losers, right? Or what else? Euphoric. So the item has become a clothing, a sartorial garment of mockery. As much as I'd like to just put on a fedora every day and just dress properly, I can't now because I'm worried people are gonna laugh at me and take pictures of me, and then I'll be one of those idiots online, with wearing the fedora and with that some stupid caption underneath them and saying, "Oh, I am euphoric," or this and that. And, I don't want that. So, and I own quite an array of hats. I do. I have a brown fedora, a black felt fedora, straw fedora, bowler hat, a gray fedora. I mean, I have a hat to go with every single suit. And yes, of course, I will wear them from time to time, but I can't wear them as much as I want to because of these idiot bronies and the reputation which they have completely destroyed, Any formality that the fedora hat once had over so many decades is completely shot because of those idiots. Because of them, they ruined something, which I enjoy. And for that, I can't forgive them. I can't say, oh, I hate this specific brony, let's call him Mike. I hate Mike so much because of his wearing of this hat. I can't blame a specific person of this. All I can blame is just, the reputation which they caused. And it's not one person's fault. It's just a problem. And the association which they gave a particular garment, which I don't like. And that's my 2 cents. But I don't have anything against them as people, nor their group, nor what they support or enjoy. I myself am not a brony. I have no interest at all in My Little Pony. If you ask me to name a My Little Pony character, I can't do that because I don't know any. Isn't My Little Pony, isn't that a show about like magic horses or something? Like with wings and they fly around and do stuff or something? I think it's for little kids, but I guess it's a show for all ages, right? But I just don't like what they did to the fedora hat. Already in some reviews that I have donned the hat, I'll get some online smart, I'm gonna call a person something, an online smart bleep who thinks it's funny if they could, post a picture of me wearing the fedora hat and spread it around and laugh at me, and I don't like that, alright? I can't do anything about it, but, it's just preventing me from doing something that I like, and that's unfortunate, I remember back in even 2011, I thought the fedora hat was going to be coming back, and then this group comes in and sets it back at least another decade before people find it acceptable to wear a fedora again. It's shameful. Though I did go out earlier after I woke up and went to the store, and there was this. But see, this is the exception. There was this Cuban man at the bus stop, and he was there. He wasn't old either, but he was wearing a blue dress shirt, dress pants, and a gray fedora, and he looked absolutely fine. But he was able to pull it off. I mean, really, if you're of the right nationality, I'm not saying this to be, whatever. But if you're of the right nationality, you could pull a fedora off and you'd look just fine. But when it comes to a scrawny white guy like me wearing a fedora, oh no, he's a brony, he's an atheist, he's this and that, and, get called all these names and insults, and, just something I don't want to deal with. My dear review bro, I bought a snorkel from a man called Gorkle. He ate some porkle with a forkle while eyeing up. He had a pet hawkle named McGorkle. He called me a dorkle, so I took his eyes. Best wishes, Lorca Man. Postscript by my book. Postscript. A little plastic army man keeps away the cold. They all do. Yo, a while back I believe you said you had a steak in Hawaii. I believe I did. How did you have it? You strike me as a well-done fellow, but I could be wrong. Ever try cooking a steak yourself? It's a fantastic thing to pan-fry a bit of dead cow meat and season that mother. Yeah, boy. Yeah, I went to Hawaii, and I did have a steak at an establishment called Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Now, yes, it is a chain restaurant, but just because it's a chain restaurant doesn't mean it's darn good, because I guarantee you that was the best steak I've ever had in my entire life. Right there in Hawaii. Undoubtedly it was. Now, with that being said, it may strike me as a well done, right, fellow? But in fact, I ordered my steak medium rare. I get my steaks medium rare. That's how I have them. That's how I enjoy them. So, that's that. But medium rare for me. So, that's how I enjoy my steaks. Medium rare. I've never tried to cook it myself. The only thing that I really can cook are hamburgers. I've got some chopped meat, and I'm actually gonna make some hamburgers tonight for myself on the grill. That's pretty much the only thing I can cook. And a frozen pizza, don't forget that. Burgers and pizza, but that is an ideal combination of comestibles which could keep me going indefinitely. Also, I know you don't approve much of Halloween, but it means a lot to your viewers. We considered doing a Halloween-themed episode. Maybe do a review of a ghost sheet on or something. I don't think you've ever told us your thoughts on horror movies before. Yeah, I don't think too highly of Halloween. I don't acknowledge the existence of that holiday. I made a whole Idle Mind lecture last year, just bashing Halloween and everything it stands for. But I don't, I'm not going to dress up in anything. Maybe, just maybe, I'll wear all black, right? Or maybe I'll just wear another white dress shirt and tie like it's another day. But whatever happens, happens. I don't think I'll do a review in a costume. I don't think you'll see me dressed as a skeleton because, well, I already am a skeleton. There's a spooky, scary skeleton inside of me, and there's one inside of every one of you also. But, horror movies are alright, okay? But they have to be good. Because when you're making a horror movie, there's a fine, fine line between something that's actually scary and something that's laughable. And too many horror movies, especially the ones that you find on sci-fi, are just laughable, alright? Many years ago I used to do something on Saturday afternoons, and I still do, Hawaii sci-fi. Sorry, I was looking at Hawaiian pictures here. I was looking at my Hawaii vacation folder. Sci-fi usually likes to sometimes play movies. A lot of them are very cheap horror films, somewhat to the equivalent of Sharknado in quality. So, with that being said, they're laughable, they're awful, they're terrible, they're god-awful. So that being said, I've seen a lot of bad ones, and good horror films are hard to come by nowadays, because so many of them try to be generic and be this or that and the other thing, which are almost unattainable in many circumstances. And I know I'm being generic here, but it's the truth. So they're hard to come by, but a good horror film is usually really good. Continuing. This is my weekly report for September 19th, 2147, Monday. The rebels tried to use a giant fan to obliterate colossal parasitic pizza semi-dome. Construction was completed on Wednesday. The plan failed. We did not know the dome was stuffed crust. Molten liquid cheese rained down and decimated our ranks. The survivors dug trenches and slept there till morning. Thursday. Cyborg pizza death slices began filling our trenches with piranha-like living pepperonis. Troops retreated to the comfort of the forest, formerly known as New Jersey, now named Report of the Week Land. Oh, awesome. Great to know that that New Jersey was renamed after me. Friday. A new plan emerged. It has not rained since the pizzas destroyed the world's clouds with a laser or something. We decided to conduct an airborne artificial rain machine. Saturday. Construction was halted by an attack of heat-seeking dough balls. Sunday. Success. The rain machine flew high. A flag bearing the review bra symbol fluttered on top. The pizza fortress and its occupants were rendered soggy. Human prisoners were swiftly rescued and given hot chocolate. This is Steven's Robot, signing off. Well, great to hear that update from you, Mr. Robot. Really, great to hear from you. I do like rap and R&B. Now, if you have a favorite rap song, please put the song lyrics as a poem and say it on VORW. Why I tell someone my problems and flaws doesn't make them go away. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. No, I don't listen to rap or R&B. I used to have a neutral. I'll be honest with you. I used to have a neutral, type stance, on I guess on the hip hop and R&B, or rap and R&B. I guess. I used to have it, but I don't know. I just don't like it anymore. I'm sorry if you like, if you're a big fan of rap and R&B, and I understand I have nothing against you, but I just don't like the music. I just really don't like it. I don't know if you heard in the news recently, but good old Kanye West was there at a concert, and he postponed his show because there were two fans in the crowd who weren't standing up to honor their Lord and Savior. Kanye West. So he stopped the show and he said, "Yo, you better stand up," this and that. And turns out the two people who weren't standing couldn't do so because they were physically disabled and they couldn't. One of them had prosthetics and the other one was confined to a wheelchair. And that just shows you what kind of person. I mean, yeah, Kanye, he's I'm sure at heart he's a good person, but it shows you, to do that, I don't know. Kind of scummy, But I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you. Some of those rappers are quite talented, especially the ones who could rap fast, alright? Those guys, they are talented, but, I don't know, rap music nowadays is just, I don't know. You just get a generic beat, and then you start rapping about how much money you have, and all the cars you drive, and all the guns you have, and how many hoes you have, and then this, that, and the other thing, and, it's just something that I wouldn't listen to. You really don't find a true rap song with a purpose anymore, Sometimes back in the early days of that type of music, because nowadays it could be referred to more as hip-hop, they used to actually rap about something, they'd have a topic for their rap. And nowadays it's just, this, that, and F this, and F that, and I'm not a fan of it. That's my 2 cents. Not worth anything, it's only 2 cents, so nothing to get angry over. Nothing to get riled up over. No offense to any of you either. Hey, Report of the Week. Hope you're doing awesome today. I have a question. In the room or space where you spend the most time contemplating, that's right here at my computer. Spent most of my day in this chair. Did you have any pictures, posters, art, calendars that you like to gaze at or find yourself getting lost in? If so, what do they depict, and what are the names of the artists, if known? Any particular favorite image? I apologize if you've previously covered this. Thank you. No, I have not covered it. Well, what I normally like to do, I really don't have too much in the way of, paintings in this room. On any review, you could see right behind me, there's the painting, right? And then to the lower right of that, there's that little picture of me hanging up on that wooden thing. Really don't look too much at the painting behind me. There's another painting on the wall ahead of me, which no one's ever seen before because I don't film that wall. But there's another painting there. Pretty much kind of like the same color scheme as that one behind me. But I don't really look at those too much. I have a folder of pictures on my computer. Let me see if I can access it right now. Let's see. Which I entitled Scenic. Alright. Now, that doesn't have too many pictures, but it's about 40 items. Then in another folder here, I probably have about another 20. And all these are just scenic, pretty much scenic images or desktop backgrounds. And all of them I find to be very beautiful in some way or another. So sometimes I like to rotate my desktop background. Maybe you do too, maybe you don't. But sometimes I just look at my desktop background and I just look at it for a while and just examine it and just think about anything. It doesn't usually invoke a specific thought, but it will get me thinking about some topic or another that's on my mind, and while I look at it, it just gets me thinking. So there's a lot of pictures, a lot of them are mostly landscapes. This one is of, looks like taken from near space of the Earth, clouds and what have you. This one's overviewing a lake and looking at a mountain. This one's a nice foggy forest. Well, that's not a nice picture. Looks like some sort of explosion. Don't know what that's doing there. Overview of Paris, France, and overview of New York City. With really nice pictures. If you want to see them, I'll gladly upload them to what's that site called? Imgur? Whatever, is that picture hosting site. And I'll easily send them to you. I have no problems doing that. So if you're curious as to specifically, what these pictures are, I could give you an example. Continuing on. Hey, the Report of the Week. A long-time subscriber who originally started watching thanks to the thread on bodybuilding.com. And now I continue to enjoy your VORW episodes. I was wondering if both me and my girlfriend could get a shout-out. John and Lonnie from up in Newfoundland, Canada. Yes, gladly. John and Lonnie from Newfoundland, you have an official Report of the Week shout-out. Hope both of you are all right. And official shout-out right there. Hello, Review Bra, Daisy, and Buttercup. How was your day? Yeah, it's going uneventful once again so far, but there could be much worse days, that's for sure. I generally listen to your podcast while playing video games, so when they're short like the past few, it saddens me. Anyways, I look forward to your Kickstarter reviews. I really enjoy the drink due to its low calories. Anyways, I have run out of questions to ask you. So here's some random talking points in case your next podcast is a little light on the questions. What are your opinions on tea? Like it, love it, hate it? Green, black, white, herbal? I'm a tea drinker, though not regularly, alright? I'm more of a coffee man and an energy drink consumer regularly, but I have tea. I have probably several hundred tea bags at my disposal right now. Mostly black tea. Mostly. That'll be my beverage of choice. But, on formal occasions, usually like, Christmas Eve, I'll usually make myself a cup of Earl Grey tea and, drink that. So that'll be usually like on a more formal occasion. It doesn't hold any formal value. But, that's just an old tradition of mine. Mostly just black tea. Mostly with cream and sugar. Same with coffee. Sometimes I'll use a honey stick in my tea. Sometimes I will do that. Your opinions on coffee? I've been trying to get back into different types of coffee beans and coffee. Have you experimented in varying coffees? I have. Now, most of the time with coffee, I primarily drink it in the winter. Now, on hot days, which I think of the real hot days have come to pass, I would go out to Dunkin' Donuts and I'd buy a 32-ounce iced coffee with cream and sugar. That's almost 400 milligrams of caffeine in there. I usually drink that in about 15 minutes. So, Probably take a day or two off my life, but cools you down. But most of the time I have coffee in the winter. Now, originally I would just get regular coffee, right? I'll go to the store and just get whatever, they served. But nowadays, I'll sometimes like to get vanilla coffee. I think French vanilla. That's always a nice one. And I think it might have been hazelnut coffee. Both of those are very good. I forget the brand, but those are two flavors that I highly recommend. They're both pretty good. Do you like learning about history? Watching documentaries about great empires or revolutionaries? Oh, absolutely. I very much enjoy history of, I like modern history, really. Probably from, maybe the late 1700s to present day. I like learning that. Both U.S. and world history from that period. Some of the older history is just, in my opinion, boring. Some of those ancient civilizations and learning this and that can be a bit monotonous. But, yeah. Are there any other flavors of AMP? I have yet to see any besides regular. Well, there has to be. I think there are. Let me see right now. Let me look at my video. Right. Let's refresh the page. It's not loading. Let's check out my videos and let's see if there are any other flavors of AMP. Because that's a good question. Where's the little magnifying glass for search? It's not there. Unless I clicked on the wrong tab. Go back to messages. Okay. Video manager. Now let's search AMP. AMP. Yeah, there actually are multiple AMP flavors. There's the original. There's AMP Energy Active, AMP Energy Boost. It's two types of AMP Energy Boost. A grape flavored one. You could look at all these videos. They're all older videos though, from the forgotten era of my channel. So, but let's see. Energy Crisis Review number 68, 62, and 58. You could check those out. They're all from 2012, and you could look at those, and those are all AMP reviews. They may be old, but they're still accurate, and it's still the same person. So please, don't forget that. Do you like sunflower seeds or any other seeds? I'm not a big seed eater, so you cannot consider me a connoisseur, of seeds and such. You really can't. But of sesame seeds, in a bagel, if that counts. Does it count? I don't know. But that's pretty much as far as I'll go with them seeds. And finally, what is your ideal comfy moment? For me, it's sitting with a perfect hot cup of tea, playing a grand strategy game. Also has to be raining outside at 50 degrees. As always, good luck and have fun. May your liver and kidneys prosper. Buttercup. Thank you. Well, when I'm most comfortable, I'm laying there in bed under a blanket, trying to fall asleep. That's for me when I'm truly comfortable. Otherwise, though, it's probably sitting here on the computer on a cloudy day, maybe listening to the radio. Should be a little darker, also light-wise. Dear VORW, love listening to you speak, calming with a subtle hint of sarcasm. I'd be ever so happy if you told some stories from your childhood. Curious as to your upbringing. If I ever have time, I'll give a story or two. Gladly, something I'll consider. So no problems there. Definitely a future possibility. Ugh. Carrying on. Hey there, review bro. I just wanted to let you know that I am thankful for your reviews. As a connoisseur of energy drinks myself, I especially enjoy your Energy Crisis series. You have a great review format and just the right amount of character that makes your videos not only informative but entertaining. Thank you, review bro, from a fan. And thank you for your words. Hi, Report of the Week. My roommate and I are huge fans of yours, and we are wondering if you have a P.O. box for us to send you gifts. We're trying to compile a list of questions to ask you for your podcast. Much love from Penn State University, Nadia. No, I do not. I do not, unfortunately. But if you have any questions, feel free to send them via the YouTube message system. Hello, Report of the Week. As always, I keep enjoying your reviews and the VORWs. This time I come to ask you a question, as I always do, regarding the knowledge you have gathered from your time as a food and drink reviewer. I have no doubt that along the years you must have learned quite a few things about drinks and food, and I'd like to know what are some little pieces of wisdom that you can share. For example, an energy drink flavor that no one seems to get right. Citrix, coffee, etc. Well, one energy drink flavor that nobody gets, me included, is that of Monster energy drink. The green Monster, the original. No one, it's an indescribable flavor. It's a unique flavor, all of its own. Try it for yourself and try to identify it, and really, it's tough, if not impossible, because it has its own flavor. What does Monster taste like? Tastes like Monster. The minimum of caffeine for a drink to be effective, or the perfect hour to take it. Well, the minimum amount of caffeine for me, for a drink to be effective, well, I would say it would have to be probably about, the 8-ounce Red Bulls with 80 milligrams of caffeine have no effect on me at all anymore. So, without a doubt, the minimum for me would have to be between probably 100 and 150 milligrams of caffeine. But, I've taken, 32-ounce coffee, which has 400 milligrams, and that really doesn't give anything noticeable either. So it really depends on how hardened, if you will, a caffeine consumer you are. For me, who's someone who, has caffeine every single day, caffeine really doesn't have the biggest effect in the world for me. Though, of course, some energy drinks still certainly have a noticeable effect. Though, they have a different effect on everyone. For instance, me, right, if I had a 32-ounce coffee, 3 years ago, I would be shaking. I would be going nuts. I would be bouncing off the walls. I'd be shaking because I wouldn't have been too used to caffeine. Whereas nowadays, I pound back a 32-ounce coffee. Well, yeah, my knee might bounce a bit, but that's perfectly normal. It happens whether I'm on a lot of caffeine or not. So, nothing happens really. Well, it keeps you more alert, but it's not like you're shaking like crazy, right? Or anything like that. So, the effects are all different. Perfect hour to take it. Right after you wake up. Boom. Start off the day perfect. You're good. Just gotta watch out, make sure you don't get too much so you don't crash out in the morning. Make sure you get a good sleep. But take some caffeine, right after you wake up. Which flavors go better with light carbonation or heavy carbonation? Doesn't really make a difference. Though, like I call these soda type flavors, because it's pretty much like sugary, soda type flavor, kind of like Monster and Red Bull. They go much better with heavily carbonated beverages. That's one thing. Whereas maybe like some of the fruit, flavors, they might go better with a smoother, drink. Also coffee flavored, like Java Monster, it has to be smooth. Which pizza topping is the most underrated and overrated? Can't think of a good underrated one, because they're all popular. A lot of people sometimes forget about bacon on pizza. They do. Overrated, well, pepperoni, but it's a favorite of mine, so I can't bash the pepperoni. Also, if you were about to go about and Frankenstein the perfect pizza, how would you do it? For example, by combining Pizza Hut sauce, DiGiorno's cheese, and Domino's crust, or something like that. Salutations. You know what I think would result in an interesting pizza? If you took the dough from Domino's pan pizza, right? I mean, your suggestion actually got me thinking. And I used Pizza Hut's marinara sauce, right, which is on the sweeter side, and combine that with, cheese and pepperoni. I think that'll make an interesting tasting pizza. I do. Salutations. Let's see how much more time we got. Yeah, we're fine. Hold on. First, I'm sad I forgot to get a letter in for VORW 59, but I have plenty of things to ask and say to you. Currently watching 59, I would absolutely love if you post a video, or even 2 every single day. Every day that passes without a video makes me sad because I believe I've developed a psychological dependence on your videos, and soon I will run out. I haven't gone to sleep without listening to either review or VOIW for the past month since I've discovered you. Where does your nickname Review Bra come from, and what are your feelings on it? I'm not sure I entirely like it. Wish I'd been following you for a longer time. Review Bra, it came out in early 2013 when bodybuilding.com discovered my videos. Among the bodybuilding community, they like to use the phrase bra a lot, Yo, what's up, brah? Gonna get swole, brah. Kind of means just like saying, hey, what's up, man? What's up, dude? Same type of thing. So they called me Review Brah. Just kind of means like, review guy, review man, all that stuff. But it's an informal term, and should be used as such. I prefer to be called the Report of the Week. Right? That's my channel's official name. That's fine, but Review Bra is a an informal informal term. It's kind of like saying the Report of the Week would kind of be like, hello, Mr. Blank, whereas Review Bra would be like, yo, what's up, homie? It's the same type of, one's informal, another one's more formal. Continuing on, since your first videos, I feel you've aged a lot. Do you feel you're older than you are now? Do you feel younger than you were then? Definitely older. Both physically and mentally, especially mentally. I've learned a lot of lessons. So I've certainly been a frequent visitor of the School of Hard Knocks, right? Especially back in 2013. Learned a lot of lessons, and that changed me. But I guess it needed to be done at some point. Couldn't go on with foolishness and carelessness forever. So it had to come to a close at some point. Let's see if there's anything else. What is your favorite grocery store? I always like to go to, well, I don't have a favorite one. I just go from store to store sometimes. Never a specific one. Each one has a different variety. Gonna have to skip 1 or 2 questions because we're short on time here. You mentioned that you wanted to play more music. If you provide a trademark and copyright material in the description, can you play music? Nope. No, you cannot. Believe me. Tried this on another account. I'm not going to give the name of this YouTube account, but I have a YouTube account where I upload shortwave recordings that has almost 500 videos on it. So it's a pretty big. And I'll record a full shortwave broadcast. I'll record the full hour program, and sometimes a lot of radio shows like to play a song or two. So, You want to get the information, and you put it everywhere in the description and this and that. Boom, right in the, what is it? Let's see if any of my videos have this here. Yeah, right in the video it says matched third-party content, and that says your video may include music that is owned by a third party. To hear the matched music, video will play. This and that. It said you could remove the song, and you could say this and that, and most of the time they'll let you keep the song in the video, but when you have enough of those, it can do stuff to your account, so I don't want to deal with that. I have 3 videos with that, but it doesn't bother me. The other account, let me see right now, let me see how many of those are on there. See the copyright notices for my shortwave account. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But the account's still doing fine, but I just don't want to take that chance, you know. And lastly, are you a fan of the art of poetry? Thank you for reading everything. Regards, Nick. Well, poetry, you know, it's neat to read, but I can't say I'm really good at it. You know, that's something to say. Hello, VORW. Sorry for not contributing to your latest show. My sloth shames us all. One of the questions. What is your favorite type of ice cream, both in terms of flavor and type? I always like vanilla. Plain vanilla soft serve, alright? That's always my favorite. Whenever the ice cream man is around, I'll sometimes, not often, but sometimes if I'm feeling up to it, I'll actually, if it's convenient enough, I'll get a vanilla soft serve. It's my favorite. That's my go-to ice cream. I'm not a big ice cream fan, though. Do you like baseball caps? Would you ever wear one? Absolutely not. I never would. Don't own one, don't plan on owning one. I figure, why wear one to keep the sun out when I could wear a, you know, another hat, another wide-brimmed hat that's, you know, I think I like better. My friend saw one of your very old videos and thought you looked like a character from Bugsy Malone. No, I have not seen that film. But, apparently I looks like one of the characters from there. Yeah. Definite semblance. Do you wear any jewelry? I'm thinking mainly of necklaces or maybe rings. No, I do not. I never wear any jewelry. Have you ever been on an old-fashioned steam train? I have not. Definitely have not. Though it is something interesting, that's for sure. Certainly a marvel of technology. What do you think of pork pies? I'll assume you're talking about the pork pie hat. Fine hats. Almost never see them nowadays, but the right person can pull them off, that's for sure. Have you ever heard of Christian Western Chandler, aka Chris Chan? I have not. No. And there's a lot of pictures of him, so surely he did something. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he was, I don't know what he did, but I guess he's known for something. A lot of pictures of him. Oh, that's a nice picture of him. Huh? Half nude. Likes to wear that striped shirt a lot. I don't know who he is or what he does. Guess some sort of online character. Is there any truth to American state stereotypes? Do Texans wear cowboy hats and spurs? Are Maine residents hard-working fishermen? Are New Yorkers rude, bagel-eating yuppies? Yes. Well, it depends on the area, but a lot of Texans, from what I've seen, do wear cowboy hats. I remember when I went out west in 2011, I was surprised. Like in Wyoming, there are people out there who literally look like 1800s cowboys who just live, day by day, still dressed like that. I remember driving through this small western town, and there was this guy just sitting out like with his back against the wall of some bar or something, wearing a full cowboy hat, the leather vest, the shirt and the pants and the big boots with the spurs, and with the big mustache. He was just chilling there, and yeah, those people still exist today, and I find it kind of funny to think that. Yeah, I could also confirm with, well, of course, mostly on coastal Maine, there are a lot of very hardworking fishermen that exist. This is actually, I believe, in Massachusetts, but Gloucester, very big fishing village there that still exists. I was there in 2013, and there's still a plethora of fishing boats and everything. So yes, yes. And yeah, New Yorkers are a bunch of, well, a lot of them are a bunch of scumbags. Um, but they're not the worst drivers in the U.S. anymore. It's now Iowa, apparently has the worst drivers. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of mean New Yorkers out there, mostly in the city, But there's an attitude there where you have places to go, you have things to do, and you're gonna mind your own business. So it's just an attitude, and perfectly acceptable, for the place. It's always a constant moving, quick, very fast-paced environment with no time for anything else, really. So it's all business all the time, pretty much, in the city. So it's just the way things are. I have nothing against my own kind, right? Have you ever been to any kind of historical reenactment? A long time ago. I think it was a Revolutionary War battle. And actually kind of cool to be at, but I haven't been to one in, honestly, probably about a decade or so. But when I was there, I remember it was cool, to see that. And do you like magic tricks? Can you do any? They're cool to watch, but I have no capabilities of doing them in any way, shape, or form. This show is going way over time, but it doesn't matter. I deprived you of 20 minutes or so last time, so I'm making them up now. Okay? I don't think you'll mind. Hello, Base Review, bro. You mentioned your interest in art in previous VORWs. Have you ever been to any major art museums in New York, like the Met, the Guggenheim, or NOMA? Any favorite works, artists, or movements? Yeah, there's one in, oh, which one was it? I don't know if it's a big museum. It must have been a big one. It was in Chicago. I don't know what the name of the museum specifically is, but there's one that I was in Chicago. It's a big art museum there. That was really cool to be in. A lot of beautiful, beautiful works there. I think it would make a great broadcaster. And if you want to get some airtime, check out your local college or university campus radio station. Lots of the programs, at least in my area, are weekly or bi-weekly shows hosted by volunteers who love radio and music. Keep up the great work of the VRWs. From A. Well, thank you. Coming to an end of fan mail, so we're going to read it all, and then we'll sign off. Because personally, I think your letters are more important than some time limit. Hello, Report of the Week. I find it rather annoying that you reviewed the thin and crispy pizza and complained about it being too thin and small. What do you expect when it's called thin and crispy? Well, clearly I see what you're insinuating, but I'm not going to get into that. I wasn't complaining that it was small, like thin. I'm talking about the size of the slice. Okay? You could have a regular-sized pizza and still have it thin. And I'd be perfectly fine if the slices were a little larger. So, it was a nice way of calling me an idiot, but I'll personally have a few words for him. Because when I said it was too small, I meant the size of the slice. It was like the size of a slice. I'm not talking about width, or thickness-wise, mind you. I apologize. I'm talking about how pretty much big the slice was, how long it was. It was like a little baby-sized slice. It was like the size of a small little pizza for the price of a big pie. I didn't get my money's worth. And, you know, so, well, I guess he had a nice way of, speaking his mind. Could have just said, "Oh, you're an effing idiot," you go to hell, this and that. But at least he wrote his complaint in a civil manner, so I gotta give him that. I have a question. That is, there's no pressure in answering it if you don't feel like it. When did you start getting interested in dressing in suits and start reviewing products? I'd like to hear a little history behind it, if any. Your YouTube friend, Christopher, aka Trenchcoat. This guy has been with me for a very long time, since mid-2012, so I know this guy. Great person. Well, I first started, with the reviews and such in 2011. I first decided to start making the videos when I realized I was in the grocery store one day, I remember, and I remember looking at all the energy drinks right along the wall. There was this whole shelf dedicated to the energy drinks. I remember seeing Monster, Red Bull, Amp, Rockstar, 5 Hour Energy, all these brands, all these energetic colors and packaging and different promotional advertisements, and I thought, my God, I wonder what they taste like. And it was at the time when I had this HD camera, flip camera, I didn't know what to do with it. And at the time I was watching this one YouTube review channel called Pizza Wars. The guy did pizza reviews, and unfortunately I think the guy who owned that channel might be dead, because he just mysteriously was just making videos constantly, right? Constantly through 2012, and I just stopped one day and then never came back. No announcement or anything. So I don't know. He was last active 2 years ago. The guy might be dead. I don't know. But regardless, it was his channel that inspired me to keep making reviews and to keep pursuing onward and what have you. And it's just things went from there, and I made the first video, and I enjoyed doing it, so I stuck with it and kept doing it. The suits thing, it was just, I always liked the style, right? I always did. I slowly built up my wardrobe, slowly and surely. Probably started in 07 or so. But, worked my way up, and then by 2011 it was, suits all the time, and everyone was used to it. So it just played out that way. But it's worked out pretty well. And thank you very much for writing. Dear Report of the Week. 2 more letters after this. I'm not sure where to send you a fan mail. I believe this is the right place, and that it is. Anyway, hope all is well with you. I just wanted to send you a bit of appreciation. I forget how me and my friend found your channel, but I remember that the first video we watched was one of your older Idle Mind lectures. Needless to say, we weren't very impressed, but we were very intrigued. We decided to look through your other videos and saw you do energy drink reviews as well. It was kind of silly at first. Hate to admit that at first we saw your channel as a bit of satire of some sort. A year or so passed, and every now and then we check back to your videos and sometimes watch them together. Slowly we started simply enjoying your videos and hearing what you had to say. And now we're both big fans of you and your videos. And we've since shared your channel with some of our friends. I personally have a massive respect for you and your desire to post as much quality content as you can. I love your reviews, and you actually had inspired me to buy the Munch Pack. That 9 out of 10 is impressive. Anyways, I just want to wish you the best of luck in your future academic life and following your passion for making videos. I hope you appreciate this message. Study hard, man. Best of luck, Cameron. Well, thank you very much for writing, sir. And, I'm glad you've stuck around with the Report of the Week here. Hello. How long does it take to upload a VORW? About an hour in total. Gotta upload it to the computer, which takes no time at all. Then gotta transition the raw audio file into a video, and that takes about 30 minutes. And I gotta get that and upload it to YouTube, and that takes another 30 minutes. So all in all, about an hour. Hello VORW. It has been quite some time since I've written. And last time you gifted me your blowout bonus to lifting perk. I did in fact become considerably stronger after. So thank you for that. While I have continued to hit the gym several times a week, my own powers have waned over time. Lately I've not been eating enough or sleeping enough, and this has caused me to lose weight. But not in a good way. My body naturally wants to take the form of hungry skeleton. I'm about to focus my energy once more and both lift and eat hard. I'm not worthy of a second blessing. I believe VORW's real ultimate blowout comes from within. In the meantime, I have a couple questions for you. 1. Do you have eyelashes in the corners of your eyes closest to your nose? It can be very hard to notice. If you do have these, I believe you are a member of a special club. No, I don't, but I do have long eyelashes, right? Beautiful eyelashes. But no, nothing in the corners of my eyes. But, nothing there, but they are longer and more prominent. They're beautiful. Do you know anything about the Freemasons? They're not one of my top priorities, so not too much. You know, they stand for certain things, and they're allowed to believe what they wish. I'm sorry I do not have any fan art for you this time. I definitely want to make at least one more for you. Regards, and thank you for your message. Well, everyone, that concludes today's show. That it does. I think it does. I think I don't have anything more to say. I think that's it. Well, everyone, thank you for listening. This is VORW, the voice of the Report of the Week. Remember, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, considerations, or anything else, feel free to send me a message via YouTube, and I will read and respond to it at the beginning of each and every VORW show. Thank you very much for listening and watching. I know we went over time, but you deserve whatever, this extra, 20 minutes of show. Alright? Thank you very, very much for being here and listening as always. Have a great day. Take care.